Yes!
We're here for one more Monday for August.
Hang on. Gotta plug it in, boy.
Are you ready?
I do something in the... Oh, we're on. Well, you are.
I'm on my own here, Dan. Come on.
Audibly, I'm with you. There I am.
There you are. You popped up. You're there.
You're there.
Yeah. Phew.
I can't wear these on my head. I'm covered in ceiling
I was
dust.
drowning in loneliness, Dan, because of the theme of the month, and you weren't there. Never mind. We won't go into that.
I went swimming. I didn't come back. Right. So you know the drill by now,
Yep.
film fans.
We are
everywhere.
here for one more Monday for Aquatic August. That means one more water-based movie to talk about.
Before we get into the real...
The real stuff. I cannot wait for the real stuff, man. September, I mean, all bets are off, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Please double up. I mean, it's going to be so awesome.
I've got many a sequel to talk about, so there is every chance we could talk about 2 films per review. But we must get today out the way first, Dan.
That we must.
So let's talk about Avatar, The Way of Water, which is the sequel to Avatar. That came out in 2009.
Taj from Come Fly With Me's favourite film.
I know, yeah. Avatar 2, man, isn't it? Greatest movie ever, isn't it? This.
But they haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Well, they have now.
Yeah, they have now.
They have now.
And yeah, it was released in 2022, very late in the year, 2022. It was the Christmas film of that year, so I didn't really see it until the start of 2023.
Merry Christmas, Tommy.
Yeah.
So it's pretty new.
Yeah, reasonably new. I'm one of many who deems the first film an overrated sci-fi flick, and I wasn't going to pull any punches when reviewing this one either. As it turns out, I ever so slightly preferred this one to the first one. I
didn't get it, the first one.
No masterpiece by all means, and they ultimately both get the same rating, but the water sequences were much more hypnotic to look at than the forest sequences from the first film, which is basically all you get in the first 30 minutes of this film too. I went to see this in IMAX 3D with a few mates, and the one sat next to me slept through the first 30 minutes pretty much. Imagine falling asleep in an IMAX screening. I mean, he must have been tired, put it that way, but the film must have been very boring at the start as well.
That's why I don't go to the cinema. That would be me.
Yeah, but one thing you failed to know, Dan, about this film, no, to be fair, I'm actually not going to tell you about it because it's in my review, so we'll get to it.
Okay.
He slept through the first 30 minutes pretty much, which is both hilarious and commendable considering it was in a sound-blasting IMAX 3D screening. Story-wise, there really isn't much to speak about as it didn't interest me. It felt more original than the story from film 1, what with the focus being on Jake Sully's kids and their maturity, but it got a bit confusing as 2 of his sons look exactly the same and it was difficult to tell them apart sometimes. They were both just blue avatars of the same age, both teenage boys, and I didn't know which one was which half the time because they didn't distinguish them that well, you know?
Okay.
I'd take an uninteresting story over a story that has been done 1,000 times before, which is an edge that this film has on the first one, because the constant argument about the first one is that it's basically just Pocahontas, Dances with Wolves, and Fern Gully, but with aliens instead.
Right.
Whereas Avatar 2 is, it's more of an original story. Not that engaging, but it's more original nonetheless. The runtime is an absolute killer. It could have easily been trimmed a good 20-30 minutes, but it is a James Cameron film after all. His films are always long, but past films have the story quality to back it up. This film is 3 hours and 25 minutes long.
Oh! Ow.
Yep.
I felt that.
Yep. Turns out if you're the guy that directed Titanic, the studio basically lets you do whatever you want. So, but
I mean, Titanic is pretty good.
I mean, yeah, Titanic isn't 3 hours and 25 minutes as far as I'm aware, though. I think it's more like, on the cusp of 3 hours, but it's got a story that backs it up, right?
It's a good film.
Yeah, but this film, like, what the fuck, man? I mean, like, if I was the studio, I'd be like, you're not putting this film out unless you trim it to at least 3 hours. 3 hours and 25 minutes of non-stop alien action. And don't get me wrong, nice to look at, but that's about it.
See, for me, this is where we differ. Even if the story's good, that is a long time to be sat in front of a screen with no break.
I agree. I mean, well, I'm not.
I mean, health and safety don't even let you use a computer screen that long without having to take.
I mean, I know it's ironic, you always kid me how much I love Lord of the Rings and everything, but the story is worth telling, and the characters are engaging in that.
Just needs a break.
Mm-mm.
I do. I need to pause.
Yeah.
I need to pee.
Yeah, that's fine. Pause it, go pee, come back. The film will be waiting for you.
I did actually do that a lot.
I bet you did.
That's why I couldn't watch it in the cinema.
Plus, lazy writing in this film in bringing back basically all of the characters who died in the first one is silly and totally stops the sacrifices or kills from being valid. Literally, like the villain from the first movie's back, the good characters who died in the first one, they're all back because they're all just implanted into Avatar bodies. So they can live again.
Is that how the first Avatar film worked? Because I always thought someone got into a tank, and then they wake up as an avatar.
They go into like the beds, the Avatar mind beds or whatever. They lay down, and then their mind gets transported into the body of the Avatar. That's the science behind it.
So is the Avatar that they go into a real avatar, or is that literally just an anesthetic thing for them?
No. It's a real avatar.
They just take over its brain.
Yeah. So their mind just goes into a new body, basically.
Because The Simpsons parodied this, as they always do.
Yeah, but it just feels like things like this have been done so much better. Like The Matrix, for example. The Matrix does it so much better.
I mean, even The Simpsons did it better.
I'm sure they did. I wouldn't even argue that with you. Zoe Saldana's Neytiri is annoying as hell again. When people around her die, she just does that stupid crying, shouting shit, which comes across as hilarious. Same goes for Jake Sully, who is a one-dimensional, overprotective dad stereotype in this movie. To close, the stars given to this film are based on the beautiful visuals and Weta's wonderful work alone. James Cameron was once a jack-of-all-trades director who could deliver science fiction classics like Aliens and Terminator, then move on to a spy comedy like True Lies, and romantic epics like Titanic. If he wishes to spend the rest of his working life focusing purely on these sci-fi CGI meh movies, then fair enough. But it's just a waste of his talent, in my opinion. So on that note, Dan, all 3 of my stars, this is a 3-star rating, and all 3 of them purely just go for everything I'm looking at in the film, because the CGI is second to none. It's incredible. They actually invented a new way of doing motion capture underwater, so that was quite fresh and new and interesting. But
so if anything, this film was more or less a trial of some technological advancements.
Pretty much.
And you're praising the technology.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I can praise it for, really. I mean, it's James Cameron's decided that he's going to be making like Avatar sequels for the rest of his life now, and not working on any other films, which is a real shame, because if you got the guy who did Terminator and Aliens and Titanic, you got a director who's probably got some good, potential to do some other good stuff. But no, he's just focusing on these movies. And no, I'm not even going to go see the third one. The third one's been announced to be coming out at the end of next year, and I'm not going to go see it. Because, especially if that runtime is obnoxious as this one.
I saw the first one on telly.
Yeah?
By accident.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was like 3 hours, if I recall, as well. But
I don't think I watched the whole thing in that case, but I didn't get it.
Nah.
I just didn't get it. But I think I watched it over a sit because it was just on like Sky Cinema. It was on all the time, and it was just like I'd be catching it in different parts, and it was But everyone. Someone did ask me once, like, what's that one film out there that you love but everyone else hates, or vice versa, the one that you hate but everyone else loves? And for me, Avatar is that film. The film I hate, but everyone else seems to love for some reason. Well, I'm with you. I'm not a big. I don't rate it. It's not for me. But yeah. At least you're not alone.
Whereas Space Jam's a film that everyone.
Oh no!
A film that everyone hates. Everyone hates, but you hate as well.
Yeah, everyone hates it. I hate it. You're the only one that likes it.
Oh no! It's just so bad it's a good movie. I know it's trash.
It's so bad it's bad. You need to learn the difference between good and bad.
Says the guy who got me Space Jam 2, which I still haven't watched, by the way.
It's because you're a Space Jam fan.
No.
You do know that when we got it, we were laughing very.
Oh, easily. I know. I could hear you laughing for like when you bought it. I don't know where you were, but I could hear it.
We really wanted to mess with you.
Oh yeah, and it's still in the cling film wrapping.
You should watch it. By that I mean you shouldn't.
Yes. What sequel September? I don't know if I can do it.
I can't see how they would make it any better.
No, it's just going to be worse because the soundtrack isn't going to be a killer.
On paper, It's the perfect movie.
Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan, basketball.
What's not to like with all of that?
Good soundtracks.
Well, the film that came out of it is the thing not to like. I can't explain that to you.
You can't even commend the blend of animation and live action in that movie.
I think that's the bit I didn't like.
Really?
If I'm being honest.
But then you liked Roger Rabbit.
Yes, that's true. To me, that's how you do it right.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I think it was because the aliens were like... I don't know. Someone just had a bee in their bonnet for no reason. But for me, the underlay of that story was just not even there.
But if there's one film,
and then Lola Bunny being sexualized, what?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? But we don't get that in the series.
If there's one film out there that I think you specifically would have liked, and I'm very surprised that you hated, it is Space Jam, because it is kind of like made for you, isn't it? It's Looney Tunes and lighthearted. Nobody dies in it. And there's no blood.
I mean, I could tell you were nervous with Who Framed Roger Rabbit when you gave that to me.
Yeah.
I knew the story. I'd never seen it. I thought that was a brilliant movie.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was because that was made by the same person who did Back to the Future.
Maybe. What was the other one you gave me? Iron Giant,
which is now, if you haven't looked on Letterboxd, is now moved into my top 4 favourite films of all time now.
It does deserve to be there. It's a great film.
So that means out of all of my favourite films, my top 4 favourite films, you've seen 2 of them now. 2. You've seen Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and you've seen The Iron Giant. You just haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption or Taxi Driver. Those 2 you have yet to see, but I don't think they're your cup of tea, to be fair.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And to be fair, there's a few in my top 10. I think a few of them you would like. A few of them, I think one of them you've seen that you definitely wouldn't like.
Please don't show me Jinxed. That isn't in your top 10, is it?
It's not in my top 10.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just a movie that you guys hate for no reason.
Because it's a Nickelodeon. I nearly said a Nickelback movie.
So Rugrats is Nickelodeon, and it's a great film.
Yeah, but that was released cinematically. Your Jinx is just a TV movie.
That is very true. But remember, I don't do
Uno reverse card, my friend.
I don't do cinemas, so every movie is a TV movie to me. Every movie.
Oh no.
Every movie. This is a TV movie. What we're filming right now.
We will be squabbling about this for eternity, Dan. But let's just see how
the day will come where you'll watch it, even if it's because we're both old. We're in a home. Neither of us can walk, and then I put it on because we're sharing the same telly because we're that old. If that's how you gotta watch it, that's how you're gonna watch it.
I need to have a look on the chart and see if there's any sequels on there to focus on, like for next week.
To focus on.
See,
more and more. We'll load that up into the system for us next week. Anyway, for now though, you lot need to disappear. You've got things to do, right?
Oh yeah.
So you've got to go over to Letterboxd. You can follow me on there because I'm absolutely awesome. And I've started to review things now.
Yes, you have.
You're not agreeing with them so far.
Please put one on there that I can agree with. Do Back to the Future.
You've not agreed with any of them so far.
No.
At all.
No.
Not even from the perspective of me.
I can't.
For Dan, that's all right.
No, it's got to be me.
Okay.
Talk about Back to the Future or something that we both like, you know?
You've got to be patient.
Just, you know.
It'll come.
And then the likes will come. All right?
It will come.
Yes.
Hey, I've got a few likes on my SpongeBob review.
I'm sure, yeah. See? You're off to a good start.
How many words is that? 6 words. Honestly, best review they've ever had on the website.
Shorter reviews tend to get more likes because they're just like they're easier for people to read because then they don't have to donate much time to them.
Mine was also a quote from the movie, so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
People like that.
It's like the Bible for.
I know what the people like,
fans.
Tommy. I know what the people like.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're on Letterboxd, and what have you got going on?
Well, I'm Larkins95, and you're Dan Moore Radio. I have reviewed 2. I reviewed 1 film yesterday, and I've reviewed 2 more today. At Stephen's request. Felt weird calling him Stephen. Because I've asked him to make 3 birthday cards, Photoshop wise, for my relatives' birthdays approaching, and we have a deal in place where no matter how many he makes for me, he requests 3 movie reviews from me as a result. So
Right,
so I
okay.
requested for 3 birthday cards. So he requested 3 movie reviews from me, and I've already written 2 of them. So I've just got 1 more left to do.
Good, bad.
Which is Freaky Friday, a Disney film. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have seen it.
And the soundtrack to that is pure fire.
Is that the Jamie Lee Curtis one?
That's the one.
That is a great movie.
That is the one.
Have you never seen that before?
No. I grew up watching it.
I was gonna say I grew up watching that as well. That movie was awesome.
No, that is great, man. The soundtrack to that is pure fire.
That's absolutely fire.
Yeah. It's like Avril Lavigne levels of punk, you know.
I know.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it
just
so
so
much.
good.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great film.
I'll have a review done for that by the end of the week.
I'm glad you like that one.
I do like that one.
What do you think of them making a second one?
I don't know about that, to be fair.
I'm the same.
Don't
know.
It's kind of a one-trick pony,
Yeah.
and there's so many funny bits in Freaky Friday that me and my brother still laugh about.
Great film.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, she has got...
She's so talented.
She is pure, like, comedic genius. Like, she didn't start out as a comedy actress. She was originally a scream queen in horror movies.
Yes, she was. Actually, I did know that.
Yeah,
I actually did know that.
In Halloween, you know, she was in those. But then she's been in some comedies since then, and she's really funny.
She's got a lot of talents, and do you know, my favourite part of that movie is when Jake's singing outside.
I
and
still
just literally-
believe. Still believe.
Literally just run up and
Hit me, babe. Yeah, it just runs right into him.
So good, honestly. No, well, I'm glad about that. Anything else on the radar?
So I've got to do Freaky Friday, but I did write some reviews earlier. I wrote a review for True Lies, which is another James Cameron film that I was in my Avatar 2 review. And another one was a documentary that Steve requested for me to review, which was about Howard Ashman, who was a film composer. It's on Disney Plus. He wrote the soundtracks and the songs for The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. These classic songs that we know about. And he died tragically from AIDS in 1991. God. So he left a legacy, though. I mean, all those songs in those animated films are top notch, aren't they? Hit after hit. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So,
well, all of that to look forward to over on Letterboxd. Get on there now. That's where you need to be.
Follow us, guys.
Well, Tommy, thank you very much again for another review. We'll catch you next week as Sequel September begins.
I cannot wait, man. I'll see you then.
Oh, looking forward to it. You on YouTube, you like, comment, subscribe. You follow this channel, turn on the notification bell. You know how YouTube works by now. Have a great one, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.